The blessed, the blessed mother is a topic. The word blessing, the word blessed mother, that usually refers in Catholicism to Queen Mary, Mother of Jesus, I think. Queen Mary, Queen of Heaven, Mother of Jesus, which acknowledges the divinity of God as a woman, which is kind of Father, Son, and Holy Ghost. They have that Trinity. I don't feel like picking on Catholics, but it was brought to my attention that the Rosary is for, I don't know the Rosary. Sweet Mary, Mother of Heaven, look down on us and don't crush us under your heel. Amen. Something like that. So, when it comes to gender, first of all, the goddess in duality, the nurturing, loving archetype, and the protective, um, Queen of the Damned type mother in heaven. If Lestat were Jesus, for example, yeah, he fucks his mother. No, that's how he got to Earth initially. So, Mary, you could use the word Mary or Nana, Ereshkigal. Ereshkigal and Inanna are the duality of the goddess, the overworld of the living and the underworld of the dead, or as we see it, those of us interested in world events. The underworld is crime. It's what the Sumerians called the mess, M-E-S. And that mess is what makes or breaks civilization. But the Egyptian Ogdod concept predates Egyptians and goes back to initially what has to be constituting common sense, whether God made, the woman, or the woman created the man, or that was the first and only real duality that needed to exist. Others can debate if they want, but I feel strongly that men created a dystopia with their relegation of women and the goddess and the souls of women and the goddess. They did enough atrocities to the souls of men and God with their religions and the sins, which are not the same as the mess, with the sins that they did and permitted themselves as part of their club. And this, even in, when Solomon, who parted the Red Sea, Because based on what I know about the Talmud, some of it's interesting, some of it I don't hate. I haven't read all of it, I don't plan to. But parting the Red Sea might well symbolize um, the menstrual cycle. And if that sounds unpleasant to you, or you think I'm weird, that's okay. But remember, like we learned in the Lost Symbol, this is, this part of the star, the triangle, that's male. That's the phallic symbol. So everyone should have a triangle-shaped penis. And this symbolizes the vagina. You put those together and you get something that kind of resembles the Star of David. And you get something that kind of resembles the Freemasonic symbol. Right? It's not a coincidence. So really, most everything comes down to sex. Because without sex, there would be almost no pleasure in the world, but plenty of pain. And there wouldn't be any life, because that is how life is created, through something that is supposed to be sacred, enjoyable, pleasant, and not have the nearly insurmountable amount of baggage that mankind and womankind, but mankind includes women, mankind has caused with its Puritanism and its total rebellion against decency and circumcision is the torture, sexual torture of a newborn boy, female mutilation. I didn't learn much in college, but I went to one seminar about female genital mutilation, and based on the rest of my life before and since, that made sense. That's the one bit of information I learned, was a single course in a gymnasium I attended about female genital mutilation. And yeah, it's terrible and evil and cuts off the clitoris, which is like cutting off the head of the penis, which is basically what circumcision is. So, from a very young age, we're traumatized, at least men. And in the Islamic world, they subjugate the women and do away with their sexual pleasure to make it easier to control them. Maybe they were highly sexual, I don't know. There's no justifying it. There's no justifying it. Kellogg's cereal, the Kellogg's guy was responsible for popularizing circumcision in the United States. We didn't do that. And the Jews don't, they don't keep any of their covenants they made with God, any of them. Everything they do is a spit in the face of God and a threat against God. So I didn't want to get religious and pick on the Catholics since they have the rosary. But I'll tell you what you know, and then I'll tell you what you don't know. You probably know, if you know me, and you heard me talk and seen my photos, you probably know that I married the goddess. The goddess of all creation. I watched her give birth to the first life that ever was on Earth, and many times since then. I don't know how she feels about it, though, because we'd be having sex and basically giving birth at the same time sometimes. That's vulgar, is it not? I don't think so. In the Talmud, I believe, they talk about demons having arisen from menstrual blood. And the Doors had a song called Not to Touch the Earth, not to touch the earth, not to see the sun, nothing they could do but run, run, run. It's about women. Might be like the Red Tent, I don't know. I didn't read the Red Tent. A red tent would at least be something that women have together. But when women were menstruating, they would be put up in a hut, like 12 feet off the ground, because they were considered dirty. So that trauma